Hey friends, we're so glad you've joined us on First Moss Bluff TV. We are so pumped that you've been with us on Wednesday nights, and now we're gonna bring you a service on Sunday morning. It's gonna be a service for all kids of all ages and preteens. And so before we get started, let's stand up and wake up. You are gonna do what we say to do.
Okay, so if you're in preschool and you're with me, or if you're 3, 4, and 5, I want you to stand up and jump, and I want you to holler, I love preschool! I love preschool!
Now, if you are in First Kids, which is kinder to 3rd grade, I need y'all to move side to side and scream, I love Kidman! Do it, I love Kidman!
Awesome. And now, if you're in preteen or you're in 4th, 5th, or 6th grade, you're just gonna stand, look at me, look at your screen, and just say, I love preteen. I love preteen. Awesome.
Awesome, now let's stand together and worship.
With your love in our hearts, yeah, glow in me, won't you show in me all your glory, glory. All we need is a spark to light up the dark, and we'll glow, Jesus, shine your light, brighter than the stars, and in the darkest night, we'll see where you are. So light it up, yeah. So light it up, yeah. Glow in me, won't you show in me all your glory, glory. We glow in the dark with your love in our hearts, yeah. Glow in me, won't you show in me all your glory, glory. All we need is a spark to light up the dark, and we'll glow, glow. We glow in the dark with your love in our hearts. Glow in me, won't you show in me all your glory, glory. We glow in the dark with your love in our hearts, yeah. Glow in me, won't you show in me all your glory, glory. All we need is a spark to light up the dark, and we'll glow, and we'll glow, and we'll glow, and we'll glow, and we'll glow.
Y'all, they did so good singing, and I love that song.
They did such a great job. I can't wait to see what we're doing next.
Yes, we are gonna play an awesome game. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to run around your house. Yes, you can actually run. And you can tell them that Miss Lauren said. And then you're gonna grab a red, blue, or green something. So it can be a bandana, it can be a shirt, a shoe, anything you have. You're gonna go grab it. We're gonna give you 30 seconds, and then you can be right back here. Ready? Go.
guys, here's the deal. In just a second on your screen, you're gonna see a rock climbing race. And you already chose the team that you're on by picking your color of whatever it was that you grabbed. So we want you to cheer for your team as the race goes on. So cheer loud.
It's time for a rock climbing race at Summit Climbing Gym. They're all geared up and ready to reach the top. Cheer for the climber you want to win. Red, green, or blue. Get ready, get set, climb! At the finish, the winner is green! Green wins! Shout it from the top of every mountain, green wins!
Won! Go green team! Woo! That was so much fun, you guys. I can't wait to see who wins next week. Now, let's get to the important part of today. Let's check out our Bible lesson, Bible verse, and our main point. Speaking of our main point, let's take a look at it. Our main point today is, as a follower of Christ, I will be humble. Let's say that together. You ready? As a follower of Christ, I will be humble. Great job, you guys. Now let's take a look at our Bible verse for today. I'm gonna need you to do a drum roll as it comes on the screen. Y'all ready? God blesses those who are humble, for they will inherit the whole earth. Matthew 5:5. Okay, let's say it together. Y'all ready? God blesses those who are humble, for they will inherit the whole earth. Matthew 5:5. I think this lesson today is something we all need to hear. So let's go ahead and watch it.
Hi, and welcome to Altitude, the store and base camp for the Anaconda Mountain Range. You know, sometimes in a shop like this, I'll have a product that I want to show off to customers. And when I do, I will use one of these. This is called a pedestal. And you can usually find them in museums holding up sculptures or ancient artifacts, but you can also see them in stores like this, or in jewelry stores, maybe holding up fancy necklaces or rings or bracelets. The point is, we use pedestals to lift up things that we think are important and valuable. It's kind of a way of showing off something to the world and saying, hey, look at this. This is really special. It's more important than all of the other things around it. Now, pedestals are great for museums, and they're great for jewelry stores, but they're not good for people. And that's a problem because people often try to act like they deserve to be on a pedestal. When we brag about ourselves and we act like we're more important than other people, it's like trying to tell them that we belong on a pedestal. When you do that, you're telling the rest of the world that you think that you are better than everyone else and that they are not as important as you. And that's no way to live. God wants us to be the opposite of prideful. He wants us to be humble. And we do this by putting people and their needs above our own. That is also called humility. And Jesus talked about this during his Sermon on the Mount in Matthew chapter 5. In verse 5, Jesus told the people and his disciples this.
God blesses those who are humble, for they will inherit the earth.
A lot of people in this world think only about themselves, and they're completely consumed with pride. But Jesus was saying something different. He said that we should be humble, and he promised that when we are, good things will come to us. One of the greatest examples of humility that we have is found in the New Testament of the Bible. In Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, we find stories of a man named John the Baptist. He was a prophet, and he was a very important person. A prophet is someone who has been given a message from God. And the particular message that John had been given was that he was to tell the world that Jesus was coming soon. So, John spent a lot of his time baptizing people and telling them about Jesus. In fact, John was so important, he even had disciples of his own. But even though John was important, he knew that Jesus was even more important. In Mark chapter 1, verse 7, this is what John the Baptist said about Jesus.
Someone is coming soon who is greater than I am, so much greater that I am not even worthy to stoop down like a slave and untie the straps of his sandals.
Wow, now that is being humble. But later in John chapter 3, John the Baptist's humility was going to be truly put to the test. Because here we find that Jesus and his disciples were in the Judean countryside and Jesus was baptizing people himself. Well, this started to draw large crowds, and the disciples of John the Baptist, they noticed. So they came to John the Baptist and they complained about it, saying,
Rabbi, the man you met on the other side of the Jordan River, the one you identified as the Messiah, is also baptizing people.
And everybody's going to him instead of coming to us.
These disciples of John were jealous. They were jealous that the crowds had found someone more important than John. And when John heard about it, he could have gotten jealous too. He could have become angry. He could have tried to get all the people to listen to him instead of Jesus. He could have put himself on a pedestal and become filled with pride. But that's not what John the Baptist did. Instead, he said this to his disciples.
I am not the Messiah. I am only here to prepare the way for him. Therefore, I am filled with joy at his success. He must become greater and greater, and I must become less and less. He has come from above and is greater than anyone else.
John remained humble. He was happy that Jesus' ministry was getting bigger and bigger, even though it meant that his ministry was becoming less and less important. And as a result of John's hard work and humility, he accomplished the mission God had given to him. And in Matthew chapter 11, verse 11, Jesus actually said this about John the Baptist.
I tell you the truth. Of all who have ever lived, none is greater than John the Baptist.
Now that was a compliment. John the Baptist was great because he had the attitude of humility. And we should have that same attitude. Instead of becoming prideful and putting ourselves on a pedestal, we should choose to be humble. We should constantly treat others as more important than ourselves, and we need to put their needs above our own. If we choose to do that, just like Jesus promised, we will experience great things.
Humility is whenever we put others and their needs before our own. And that's a great reminder for all of us. In the Bible, there's a great story about humility.
That's right. And John the Baptist was an awesome guy. He was an important guy too. He was doing the things that we're called to do. And he was baptizing people. He was telling others about Jesus. But the most important thing he did is he knew that Jesus was more important than himself. He even told people that he was overjoyed that Jesus was getting the credit.
Yes, and if he can be humble, then we can be humble too. Let's remember to put others above ourselves this week. Then we're living in humility.
This is my hope and it's my belief. At the end of the road, you'll be waiting for me. Not that I've earned your devoted embrace, but because I'm clenched in your grip of grace. You brought down heaven and your kingdom come. You made a way for everyone. You laid down your life to get up again. And we will rise with you when we reach by your glory we will hurt no more. And there's nothing we face that you didn't endure. We take heart, you overcame the world. Jesus, I hope of heaven, with this precious blood made a way for us. Jesus, I hope of forgiveness, death and sin are overcome. It is finished, love is won. Jesus, I hope. Higher and higher, Jesus, we lift you up for all that you've done and all that you're gonna do. We lift you higher, higher and higher. Jesus, we lift you up higher and higher, higher and higher, higher and higher, higher and higher. Jesus, I hope of heaven, with this precious blood made a way for us. Jesus, I hope of forgiveness, death and sin overcome. It is finished, love is won. Jesus, I hope. Jesus, I hope.
We love Sundays, and we hope that y'all love Sundays too.
Yes, we do. Now let's go ahead and close in prayer. So everybody put your hands together. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you so much for each one of these kiddos, each one of these parents, each one of these leaders. I just pray that we remember to stay humble this week, and we remember to put others above ourselves, and just help us to have a wonderful week. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen. On Wednesday night, we want you to invite your friends. Now, obviously, your friends can't come to your house, and you're not going to be coming to church, which is so sad. But we want you to invite your friends. So maybe your parents can text a link to the First Moss Bluff TV, or maybe you invite them on Facebook or whatever. But we want you to invite your friends, and then y'all can talk about it. So thank you again for joining us. Make sure you're sending us your pictures. We have loved to see all of the people who are joining us online, and we will see you Wednesday. Bye.